Hi, I'm Ray Martin. You might remember me from such television programs as A Current Affair, The Midday Show, Get Confident, Stupid, and The Logies. Tonight, we're looking back at a different TV show, one that changed the landscape of the Australian silver screen, for better and for worse. Take a journey with me as we remember the highs, the lows, and the current state of the longest running television show on Australian TV, The Labradors.
Hand on hip turn with a big smile. They're the Labradors. Wholesome, good, clean fun for everyone. They're the Labradors. Why are there so many people in this family? Chasing drug dealers in the morning fog, not copying blue healers, wear a different breed of dog. Also tried to capitalize on the success of 24 and a current affair. Fun, fine chicks walking down the street, Labradors, bitches in the city. Who let them change their genres up so much it's confusing. Doctors on this show curing disease, balancing their love lives with so much ease. Your favorite comedian got a show and made a drama for HBO. But now some teens in a country town are being killed by a Goliath-trained clown. Why is this show still on there? They're the Labradors. One season was an edgy cartoon.
Haha, fuck you, c***.
They're the Labradors. The show is starting now, so I'm gonna shut my mouth up. Yeah, they're the Labradors.
The first episode of The Labradors aired in 1956, when the television was first introduced in Australia. It was funded in part by the Fifi Dubois Fund for Marital Theatre and in part by the ABC, which was then known as the Leftist Propaganda Channel. I remember sitting down with my grandchildren and being introduced to the whole cast of characters. There were the fun parents, Tim and Tam Labrador, Tim's mother Nellie and his brother Uncle, plus their adorable pet Labrador, Labrador. There was their neighbour, Old Man Buddy, and their doctor, Dr. Glove. Most episodes centred around thwarting the evil Jarl Williams, played by our then 13-year-old Guyton Grantley, but no character was quite as well loved as little Ashley Kate Labrador. Australian audiences watched the adorable Ashley Kate Labrador grow up before their very eyes, but there's one thing that this fan favourite is remembered for above all else.
No, Duderino.
That's right, her cute catchphrase, from a tiny tot to the 90s kid sister with spunk. Kids say the darndest things.
Where do babies come from?
Well, when mummies and daddies love each other very much, they get to know each other.
Don't they know each other before having a baby?
Not always. But they definitely enjoy the process.
No, Duderino.
But even in tough times, there was always the love of family to get her through.
Uncle Labrador, when's Grandma coming back?
It isn't easy to tell you, sweetheart, but Grandma's not coming back. She died last night.
What does died mean?
Died means she's gone to heaven to join your mummy. Your heart might be feeling broken right now, like mine does, but I just want you to know that I will always be here for you.
No, Duderino.
And the world went crazy with No Da Duderino fever. The phrase dominated 80s pop culture, making Ashley Kate Labrador a household name. Is it any surprise that this little tyke was a fan favourite? No da, Duderino. Indeed, the Labradors was an instant hit, and families all across the eastern states of Australia soon fell in love with TV's #1 most approachable and marketable family. Over the decades, season after season, the Labradors went on incredible adventures and made some new friends along the way. Who could forget the famous haunted doll storyline?
Watch out, Dad! It's a haunted doll!
What was intended to be a one-off villain quickly became a fan favourite.
Hi, I'm Detective Haunted Doll Jackson, and I'm here to solve a double homicide.
Pretty soon, Haunted Doll was the highest paid actor on the show.
Consider our wedding cancelled, Haunted Doll.
Anna Maria, wait!
But Haunted Doll's dizzying success eventually led to problems off the set. The writers saw Haunted Doll's problems as an opportunity.
I miss the old Haunted Doll, the one who cared more about his family than a bottle of whiskey. Shut up!
Until eventually, the showrunners killed off his character.
Time of death, 10:45 p.m.
By the 1970s, the Labradors had transcended national borders, language barriers, and even jumped the rabbit-proof fence into WA. The cast of Labrador took their show on the road to thank their fans for the series' unprecedented popularity in the USSR. The week-long arc, filmed on location, saw one of our most beloved Labradors turn traitor, exposed as a spy for that most vile enemy, the Americans.
Нет, пожалуйста, не делай мне больно. Я расскажу вам всё.
Nothing a little Russian love couldn't fix.
Я люблю отечество.
Спасибо за вашу заботу, комрад.
Yes, the Labradors was the most popular show in Australia, and indeed the world. Surely nothing could topple this sitcom powerhouse.
Right now, we're facing a man-made disaster of global proportions. It's the greatest threat our world has seen in thousands of years. Celebrity mansions without moats. Literally, hundreds of celebrities around the world go daily without moats to protect their homes. That's why we created the MOAT Foundation, a charity to build moats for the rich and famous, because there is no greater issue in the world right now. We've teamed up with the best scientists in the world to create a strategic MOAT plan of action. The technology lies in our special 4-point MOAT plan. M is for moat. O is for order to fill the moat. A is for always protected by the moat. And T is for the moat. And they're not just for mansions. We're building moats around anything a celebrity desires. Their sports car, their helicopter, or even a moat for their boat. But time is running out. If we don't take action, the collapse of many celebrities is on the horizon. So dig deep, Australia. Support the MOAT Foundation. And remember, when in doubt, build a moat.
Footage released by the United States Navy appears to confirm the existence of UFOs. What other information does the government have? And what is the connection to the death of Princess Diana? And what is her connection to the moon landing? And its connection to the building of the pyramids? And what is their connection to the assassination of John F. Kennedy? And what is its connection to the rollout of 5G and the strange disappearance of Guyton Grantley?
Conspiracy. Everything is connected, but you are still alone. Available now on Documentary Never.
Ah, the 1980s. A great time for punk rock, civil wars, and the host of the midday show with Ray Mutton. But it also saw the invention of two key contributors to the downfall of the Labradors that were both very addictive and very white: crack cocaine and Neighbours. Struggling to come up with new plot lines for the Labrador family, longtime showrunner and head writer Tad Judson turned to the sweet, sweet nose candy for inspiration, and the show felt the full effects. The cast of the Labradors were written into some Lynchian television advertisements that failed to inspire.
Okay, I'll start.
Penis.
Penis.
Chloroform.
I play a doctor on the popular television show The Labradors, but my medical advice is applicable to you in the real world too. And my advice is to always eat Skittles as part of a balanced diet. Skittles.
Oh, fuck!
Skittles.
At the start of the 1990s, the studio executives at ABC, then the anti-Australian bullshit company, stepped in and attempted to inject some new life into the once-acclaimed show. Most memorably, the character of Goom was initially a controversial addition to the regular lineup, but ended up being the Labrador who touched our hearts the most. The show followed Goom from birth
It's a Goom!
through childhood
Make a wish, kiddo.
to marriage.
Do you take this Goom to be your lawfully wedded Goom?
I do.
And do you...
and to his tragic demise.
We love you, Goom.
I'll never tell you where I buried the treasure.
Controversy abounded over that particular scene as the actor who played Goom, perished at the exact same moment as his character.
Time of death, 10:45 p.m.
Another failed attempt to revitalise the Labradors was the ill-advised spin-off children's show The Labramice. Created by ex-cast member Michael Sock, the Saturday morning cartoon tried to capture the carefree joy of the Labradors in its heyday and present it to a younger, more impressionable audience.
We are the mice. My name is Sniffer, 'cause I love to sniff. And my name is Blinky, 'cause I do blinks.
It went on like that for a while. The ingratiating family of rodents was in no way similar to the original characters of the Labradors, but Sock defended the show vehemently until his death in 2013 at 10:45 p.m.
I mean, I just don't get it. You know, it's a family-friendly show. Like, how harsh can people be about a family-friendly show? People don't get simplicity. This culture that we exist in is too ironic. Maybe the mistake was calling them Labramice. Maybe they should have been Labrarats. Humans were chucked out of the Garden of Eden for a reason. I just think that people need to give them another chance.
Dominating. The only success that came of the show was a series of popular remixes of the theme song.
We are the mice. My name is Sniffer. We are the mice. My name is Bounce.
Why, we are the mice. As per a saying that I invented, when the going gets tough, Australian actors get going. In the early 2000s, just as Justin Timberlake was slinking out of NSYNC and Beyoncé was bailing on Destiny's Child, the actors portraying Tim and Tam Labrador split from being the Labradors to start their own reality TV show about being the stars of the Labradors.
You watched them live their lives as Tim and Tam Labrador. The will they, won't they definitely did, oh no they didn't, couple of the hit sitcom The Labradors. Now, watch them see if they can navigate real-world relationships as a real-life couple in their own reality show.
Honey, have you seen where I put the season 36 of the Labradors? Can't find a Betamax anywhere.
You're holding it.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I can handle going to the shops today. People will just mistake me for being Tam. But I'm not Tam.
But honey, you are Tam now, remember? We changed our names legally to match our old characters.
But I'm my own Tam. I'm Tam too.
Tam also?
Fine. I'll just order Uber Eats Plutonium, which will come all the way to our front door because guess what? We don't have a moat!
Look, I've checked with the ABC's legal team. They say you cannot make a reality TV show about being Tim and Tam.
Oh my
Tam!
Relive all the joy of TV's favourite troublesome couple in Tam.
I can't believe you paid extra to use 2/3 of your name from our joint savings account on our joint reality TV show.
It's my way till payday.
Unlike JT and Queen Bee, Tim and Tam did not make it to payday, and they were soon taken off the air. Their collective departure was the nail in the coffin for the Labradors, and after a few really horrible seasons with a reduced cast, the show was finally cancelled in both senses. In the summer of 2005, a week before their 50th anniversary show, another chapter in Australian television closed.
Trees. They're everywhere. In the ground. On a hill. Driving in cars. In fact, trees are so common, it is easy to overlook what remarkable shits they really are. Every day, trees all over the world steal sunshine and use it to make oxygen in their photosynthesis dungeons. Oxygen is highly addictive to human beings, and trees have been known to give it to children as young as 0.
Trees, Bastards of the Plant World. Available now on Documentary Never.
On sale now through Ticketek. It's Lady Gaga for Live Aid. On sale now through Ticketek.
15 years after the final episode of The Labradors was aired, many people asked the question, what happened to the cast of The Labradors? Tonight, we have the answers. Some of the cast went on to star in box office hits. Of note, Haunted Doll Jackson started a television studio of his own in 2008, HDTV, which has produced the popular spin-off health advice/action-adventure show of fellow cast member Dario Hannah, Dr. Glove, Doctor of Love. Meanwhile, if you've spent any time around the theatre scene of WA, you'd recognise the face of Viviana Bisboon from her series of acting programs.
Hi, I'm Viviana Bisboon. You might be my biggest fan from watching me as Nellie Labrador on The Labradors.
You're a slut. But you're also my comatose daughter and I love you.
Or maybe you know me from my brief stint on Neighbours as the secret lover of Paul Robinson and Susan Kennedy, the first bisexual tryst on the soap.
You don't have to tell me twice that I'm a legend.
You have to tell me 5 times a bloody day or I'll get back on the pills and call my ex-husband Pete Murray and make him rescue me from the Woolies car park again. That's why I started the Viviana Bisboon acting school for girls who are too talented for VCA, NIDA and WAPA. Because sometimes you're too talented and it's too much. If you've ever been told to tone it down, leave something to the imagination, or you're not allowed to step foot in WA ever again, this is the school for you. At the Viviana Bisboon Acting School for girls who are too talented for VCA, NIDA and WAPA, or the VBA SFG WATTF VCA NIDA WAAPA, as the alums call it. I'll teach you all the top tricks, such as How to stage a slap. How to survive a 2003 Logie's red carpet. How to work through your Labrador allergy to stay on a hit show. How to avoid the paps. You from Grazia? How to look hot whilst waking up from a 20-year coma.
And back bitches.
And much, much more. Sign up now for the course of a lifetime.
Dig in, thirsty girls.
The Viviana Bisboon Acting School for girls who are too talented for VCA, NIDA and Whopper. Because sometimes you're too much.
Of course, many other members of the cast of The Labradors can be seen at various celebrity events, many of which are aired here directly on Documentary Never.
Which stars slayed the red carpet and who got played? Find out in this Hollywood update covering the MOAT Gala. Similar to the Met Gala, the MOAT Gala is a fundraiser event where stars show up to raise money for a good cause, building moats for celebrities. But it's also fashion's biggest night out. The cast of the Labradors were out in force on the red carpet, including Ashley Kate, Uncle Labrador, Tim and Tam, and H.D. Jackson. The Labrador's very own Viviana Bisboon turned heads in her Macbeth castle dress. The castle was a replica from her off-Broadway stage production. She described her gown as method acting, but we think, man, it's lacking. Every dog has its day, and this was certainly the case for Labrador. The star wore a doghouse surrounded by a moat, which even featured doggy bones and balls in the water. This look is undoubtedly man's best friend. Next, the Labrador's very own Dr. Glove was the belle of the ball in this original dress made of surgical gloves. We think it fits like a glove. And finally, the creator of the Labradors, Tad Jadson, rocked the moat in a plain black tuxedo. Rumor has it that the cast of the Labradors uncovered his newly built moat, and the claws were out on the red carpet. Needless to say, it hit a sour moat.
In an attempt to reunite the cast and showrunner of The Labradors in their entirety, Documentary Never organised a group chat with the cast. Most of the cast accepted the invite, but the call had mixed results.
The continuity in this show was impeccable, all right? From my perspective as showrunner, the quality did not let up for the full run.
The quality
Years on years. I wrote every episode of the show. And it did not let up. When she de-aged, that's because I'd set up the clone plot line where there was a clone detective agency baby, okay?
Well, I did not appreciate being clone baby for 4 seasons. Okay.
Tiffany didn't even have any lines.
Act.
She just had one line, which was "Clone me, baby, clone."
What, you think Vin Diesel complains about I Am Groot? He rehearsed that line with intent every time for Guardians of the Galaxy.
Diesel has a moat, Tad. Where are our moats?
Come on, Tad, just freaking admit it, okay? You were doing cocaine. You were 100% doing cocaine for pretty much the entire show's history.
Yeah, of course I was doing fucking cocaine. Do you know Aaron Sorkin wrote every episode of The West Wing for 4 years because of cocaine? So why wouldn't you do cocaine? Why wouldn't you? I did cocaine. I wrote 10 eps a day for years. I wrote more than we could ever possibly use.
10 episodes of crap.
Those weren't episodes, Tad. They were just like thoughts that you had when you woke up.
What do you think writing is?
Tad, there was an entire season plot where none of us were there, and it was just your feet on screen for 22 minutes an episode. That's not the Labradors.
It's barely even TV.
Foot season won an Emmy.
Documentary Never reached out to Guyton Grantley to comment on his absence from the group chat and his memories of working on The Labradors. We received the following footage on a Betamax tape delivered by a possum to the Documentary Never officers.
This is video diary, entry number 5. For Guyton Grantley. I've been hiding under this blanket now in isolation for 5 days. Trying to stay away from my tormentors. They think I've got 5G. What are they, crazy? They don't realise how great 5Gs will be. What they also don't realise is I am the G. I am Guyton Grantley. What? Just because I got a 5 on my head? They don't think I can release it onto the world? Oh, 5G's coming. I got 2 right here, Guyton Grantley, and it's only a matter of days until I get 3 more, and then everyone will have 5G!
Well, what a journey it's been. The Labradors lasted longer than most civil and world wars and caused more controversy than many too. Many will remember the show for its lovable characters, bizarre genre shifts, and the time that Goom's death caused the collapse of the Russian government. But should it be considered the best show of all time? No da, Duderino. Good night.
Footage released by the United States Navy appears to confirm the existence of UFOs.
Happy
birthday, Mario!